Hey, what's up, welcome back. Another Palm Master video, and today we're going to go over the new Sygan Lyra and Celebi, which, as usual, we will be pulling for later tonight when the banner drops, so stay tuned. Make sure y'all are subscribed, have notifications, all that good stuff. And, yeah, we'll check her out as soon as she drops. Again, as usual, pulling for a live, so good luck to anyone else summoning, as well as usual. So, let's go over this unit. And sit on tight, folks, because we're going to be here for a while, because she has a lot of things. She does a lot of things. She does an insane amount of things. It's not even funny, even though I'm laughing. But anyways, so, Lyra Celebi, at the base, it's a grass tech unit, which is cool, because tech units nowadays honestly doesn't even mean anything. The word tech unit can mean anything. Tech units do everything. They do everything. They could support, they could tank, they could do damage, they could nuke, they could debuff, they could status, they could flinch, trap, fuse, this, that, whatever. They do everything. The word tech doesn't mean anything anymore outside of they have an extra 1.5 times multiplier on their, sync nuke, and most of them do have an extra innate sync nuke multiplier as well, right? So, anyways, moving on. In terms of stats, very, very good special attack. Pretty good physical, well, I wouldn't say pretty good, but, usable physical attack as well, I guess. HP's okay, defenses are okay, speed's okay as well, right? So let's get into the Moveset for Grassy Glide. Grassy Glide, if you want, like, one criticism about Lyra, I guess, it's like, okay, Lyra's regular move damage doesn't do that much damage, right? Grassy Glide doesn't do that much damage. The good thing about Grassy Glide is that it costs no gauges when you use Grassy Glide and Grassy Terrain, so she's basically a free move user over here, right? Like 0 gauges. If you want to talk about SS Ethan's, in my opinion, one of SS Ethan's greatest things about SS Ethan is how gauge friendly he is. And Celebi also has that. Maybe arguably even more gauge friendly, and that's not even Celebi's 5th best thing she does. That's how ridiculous Celebi is. So moving on, Dire Hit All Plus, max out your whole team's crit, because tech unit, why not have tech just take one of the strongest support moves in the game for no reason. Grassy Terrain, finally got Grassy Terrain in the game. Obviously, 1.5 times separate multiplier for your grass type moves. Very, very powerful. Very, very good. Also enables the fact that you could, use Grassy Glide for free as well. Then you have Voice of the Forest as your training move, which is buffs your allies' attack and special attack by 2 and gives gradual healing. That's kind of like, what, Dawnberry's training move, right? So it buffs your teammates' attack and special attack by 2. 1 MP refresh, and you can max out someone's, attack special attack from 0 to 6. Alright, and it also gives them gradual heals as well, because why not give them some extra stuff in there, too. And then your Sync Nuke is Time Transcending Magical Leave. It's a special move, which, has the innate multiplier in Grassy Terrain, alright, which is very, very easy to do because Celebi sets up Grassy Terrain herself, right? So, moving on to the skills, we have Jodo Pride, which buffs physical moves by 20%, reduce physical attack move taken by allied sync player to 25%, so it's basically the physical version of SS Ethan's master passive, right? So that's nice, and then each more Jodo unit increases. You guys know the deal by now. Hassling Hit 9, oh my god, has a 100% chance of leaving the target flinched, confused, and trapped when the user's move against it is successful. Why? You hit the opponent, they're flinched. They're trapped. They're confused. All 3 at the same time. Especially flinch. Considering how powerful flinch could potentially be, right? This is just stupid. Okay. Moving on. Ruthless 9. 100% chance of lowering one of the target's following stats by 2 stat ranks at random when the user's attack move is successful against a flinch, trap, or confused opponent, which they always will, because you touch them once and they're flinch, trap, and confused. So you get randomly debuff 2 of their stats, right? For no reason. And then you have Turbo Turf 2, which charges your move gauges in Grassy Terrain, even more gauge stuff. Without even looking at Celebi's grid, which, by the way, Celebi's grid is very, very good. This is already a ridiculous unit. So many different things, right? No cost Grassy Glide, team crit buffs, right? You got single target ally, attack, special attack buffs, and gradual healing for your team. Then you got grassy terrain. Then you got a, you know, really nice sync nuke. Obviously, you got this master passive to buff physical moves for your team. Then you got, you know, 100% chance to flinch, trap, confuse the opponent when you hit them. And then the random debuffs by 2. And then the extra move gauge, you know, acceleration, aggressor. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All this stuff. Without even getting into the grid yet, right? So, all right, looking at the grid. So, if you are trying to pull for Celebi, well, first of all, 1 out of 5 Celebi grid is enough. She doesn't really get anything from 1 out of 5 grid, but the fact that you already have this basic kit, right? Once you pull Celebi is already fantastic enough. So, 2 out of 5, what do you get for 2 out of 5? You get a few things. You get Fierce Entry, Grand Energy, which are nice options if you want to also try to do damage with Celebi, which, by the way, you can definitely do damage with Celebi, right? In fact, if you look at Celebi's nuke, for one, Celebi has a very, very, very powerful tech nuke over here, right? That's a, you know, 4 million nuke is nothing to scoff at all, right? Nothing to scoff at in terms of the nuke, although you don't really get her nuke at 2 out of 5, but, you know, those are options. If you do have her 3 out of 5, those are 2 options that you probably would want to pick up, right? Her grassy glide damage is not the best. It's not like terrible either, but it's also not anything crazy. I mean, this is just fine damage, which again is just fine, but like nothing, yeah, too crazy there. But yeah, outside of that, you do have some other stuff, I guess. You got like Verdant Recovery, Verdant Immunity, which again generally isn't that useful. These are all situational nodes over here. You got Attack plus 20, Special Attack plus 20 nodes, which I guess you could pick up if you want to do a bit more damage there as well. Quick Cure, again, these are all rather situational nodes. And you could get the MP Refresh on Training Move, which is definitely nice, right? MP Refresh on Training Move is definitely nice, especially if you are, you know, throwing out some more damage healers on your team, so you could help max out their stats, right? Or just get more gradual healings, or just use it for yourself, right? Again, Celebi could do, you know, solid damage, right? So more MP Refresh on Training Moves definitely, you know, gonna be nice. But yeah, you get most of your stuff at 3 out of 5 as usual, as you'd expect. Station your target, Confusion Synergy to actually get some, you know, solid DPS out of Celebi if you want. Adrenaline's really, really nice, right? So that you know, don't have to worry about any of the issues with quad queuing, right? As long as you cue your moves right. Power play, that's the big sync nuke multiplier. It takes a while to set up the power play, right, to lower all those stats. But once you do lower them, it is very, very much worth it. Again, very, very powerful sync nuke. And then you got the big stuff down here, right? Grassy Terrain MP Refresh, first of all, obviously sync move power-ups. You got Mighty Friend 9, which is actually really, really nice, right? So when you're... So this is when you're trying to move targets, you know, one of your allied sync pairs, it gives them a guaranteed physical move up next. So not only are you giving them +2 attack, special attack, and gradual healing, you also give them 1 physical move up next, right? So which is really, really good, especially if you're running Celebi with like the 2 Serenas, right? Mallow or Mallow, SE Sonia. What are some other physical ones? I guess Torterra, Dawn. You have Celine, also, you know, one of the physical grass type damages. Again, you give them an extra, you know, physical move up next with them already dealing, you know, some pretty solid damage. Singsu Erika, that's a big one too, right? Almost forgot about that. Yeah, that's some really, really nice stuff that you could help there. And then you got these Defense Crush and Mind Games. I know you already debuff the opponent's stats from your passives already, but obviously it's not very, very reliable because you guaranteed debuff -2, but it's only one of all these stats, right? So you only have a 3, 4, 5, 6. You only have a 1 in 7 chance to actually get like a, you know, actual like defense or special defense debuff, right? So yeah, the obviously much better chances to get some, you know, defense, special defense debuffs are going to be really, really great, right? She's just like an overall she's just an unbelievable unit, man. Unbelievable unit, just all this stuff. Anyways, yeah, I'm not gonna repeat what she I'm not gonna recap what we just went over because it's gonna make this, you know, video like 30 minutes long. But yeah, she does, as you could probably see, a lot of things, a lot of really, really great things. So, and yeah, all right, so let's talk about the banner itself. Obviously it is a Masterfair banner, right? So it'd have a very, very high rates of getting 5 stars, which, by the way, all 3 of these Masterfairs, right, do also have the Sinnoh Elite Fours in there. So they have Aaron, Bertha, and Lucian in there in the pool. I pulled Aaron, right, in one of those, which is actually really, really nice. Because, well, they're really nice units. So there's also that. Obviously, again, very, very high chance for getting 5 stars. So you do have a shot at those as well. I'd say this is a really, really hard unit to skip. I feel like with both Lyra and Chris, right, it really, really gives me big Groudon Kyogre vibes from last year, right? Because, you know, when Groudon Kyogre first came out, they were like nuts, right? But there were some people who were like, come on, are they really that good, etc., this and that. And a few months later, right, or a year later, you hear a lot of people regret not pulling for Groudon Kyogre at the time, right? And I really do feel like Celebi and Sygan are kind of going to be like those units again, except for this year, right? And yeah, they're really that good. They're really that good, right? And I do feel like if you miss out on these, it might be regrettable in the future, right? It might be regrettable in the future if you do miss out on these. So yeah, Celebi is just fantastic unit. Like, oh my god, like there's so many broken stuff on this unit. I can't believe they just casually just put this unit together. All right. As for my pull score for this unit, right? Look, I personally don't believe there's any must pull units in the game. I don't think there's any must pull units in the game, right? There's a lot of really great units that really are worth pulling. I don't think there's any must pull units in the game because most of the content in the game, right? Most of the content in the game you can just clear with free units. And if you played long enough, you could probably clear 100% of the content in the game, right? Well, you can't clear 100% legendary content because that's literally impossible. But you know, for the things that you could actually realistically, yeah, right? So I don't think there's any must pull units in the game, right? That being said, Lyra is pretty darn close. Lyra is pretty darn close to that bar, right? So for that reason, might be one of the highest scores I'd ever give over here. This is 9.9 out of 10, folks. This is a 9.9 out of 10 score unit. She is that good. She is that good. She is just that good, right? I'm not joking around. I'm not, trying to be hyperbolic or whatever, right? She is that good. She's that good. Again, if you miss out on her, that's gonna be rough. That is going to be rough, right? And again, this is not a unit where you have to go like for 3 copies or whatever. 1 copy is good enough, right? And it's just so powerful. It's so powerful. Like, just imagine the amount of legendary gauntlets that you could just cheese with this. How many gauntlets could you cheese with this, right? With just you throw Lyra in there and then like throw like 2 potatoes, like Lyra and Norman Noland. You could probably clear one. You could probably like solo. You could probably solo Latios with Lyra, right? You could probably solo Latios with Lyra. I don't even think I'm trying to be. I'm being hyperbolic here. You could probably solo him. Yeah, that's what good Lyra is. That's how freaking good Lyra. You could probably even solo Regirock. You could probably even solo Regirock. Honestly, she's so good. She's so good. And again, it's not because of, she's already really, really good in herself. Like, she helps your team so much. Her personal damage is good, right, in terms of sync nuke wise. Personal damage is good. She helps your team's gauges by not causing any gauges. It helps your team's grass type units. If you guys think Xerneas is good, what about grassy terrain Horn Leech Xerneas? Is that thing ever gonna die? As long as it doesn't get one shot, is that thing gonna die? Probably not. Probably not. And the big thing with Xerneas is, well, Xerneas doesn't have crit buffs, right? So, can't go through some reduction shields, this and that, defenses. Okay, now Lyra has crit buffs and has grassy terrains and could, give Xerneas a bit faster physical attack buffs. Just think about it. Like, if you're free to play, like, you don't even need like SC Sonya. You don't need SC Sonya. You don't need Sing Suit Leaf. You don't need Solar Beam Groudon. You don't need whatever Brendan, this and that. You don't need those, Sumble, really, really nice grass type units. Just look at the free ones. Again, Xerneas, grassy terrain, crit buffed, Horn Leech. What's stopping that? What's stopping that duo? What is stopping that duo? What is stopping that duo? Right? Straight up. Or even like Silver Solar Beam, right? That's another option. Like, she's really, really good. Her teams are cheap, right? And she's just such an incredibly helpful unit. Don't even forget all the random debuffs that you could get on your opponent as well, right? Like, this, come on. Get out of here. Easy pull, man. Easy pull. You have to be the world's biggest Lyra hater or Celebi hater to not pull on this unit, right? Or, you know, you're completely broke, which is also understandable, I guess. But like, yeah, it's tough. It's tough to miss out on this one, man. It's really, really tough to miss out on this one. So anyways, that's really this one, I guess. Hope you all enjoyed. Let me guys think in the comments down below. Like, enjoy the video. So, we're on the channel for some more opponent mouse content. Again, we will be pulling for her as soon as the banner comes live later tonight. So, stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys in the next one then.